Hello, hello, everyone coming in. I know I haven't been on in a few weeks. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Kayla. I know it's been a crazy 2 weeks. Last week it was all prep, or I guess 2 weeks ago it was all prep for my son's second birthday, which I still can't believe he's 2. And then this past week, I had to help out with my mom. I'm ready to book another session. Yes, 2. I know. It's absolutely insane. And you can always book a session. We had so much fun. Yeah, he's 2 now. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. It was kind of like one of those times where it was like we kind of lost track of time. It was great. Oh, thanks. So I've had my ears pierced for a long time. And then just years ago, probably just like a surgery or something that I may have had, I had to take them out, and I just never put them back in. And recently my sister and brother have been getting in earrings again, and I was like, oh, well, let me see if they still go in, and they do. But then we also re-pierced this one because my cartilage did not go in. But thank you so much. That's how long we took? Dang. Tell me we were too busy talking smack. But hi to everyone else. Again, I don't know with the whole get into the tea. I don't know with how going off of live for a while can kind of hinder how many people join us today. So we may not get as big as we usually do. But I will wait to see if we can get a little more people in here. Again, the more people we have, the more energy we have, and honestly, better vibes. But yeah, so how is everyone else doing? I missed it. I felt like this has been like months since I haven't done this, and it's literally only been 2 weeks. But it feels like it's been months. Hey, Sarah, thank you so much. Yeah, I was just saying that I've always had like my ears pierced since I was like a teenager, but they actually went through. The only one that was closed up was this one here and this one, so I had to re-pierce those 2. But otherwise, I just kind of pushed them through and they went through, so. Go ahead, send me an email, Kayla. We'll have fun again, I'm sure. Yeah, and I've still had like private readings the last 2 weeks, but again, I usually have all my private readings on the weekends. I actually don't know if I will be on live this Thursday, guys, because I do have a reading. I don't normally do readings on Fridays, but someone reached out who is only available on Fridays. So I will be doing a reading on Friday. Therefore, I will not be able to do a live on Thursday. So today is the only day I can do a live this week, which I'm sad about. But then we'll have live again next week. And hello to everyone who is new here. I do have private readings. Just send me a message here or just send me an email. A practice guinea pig. Yeah. Yeah, I have private readings. So you guys can message to book with me. Absolutely. So in a second, I'm going to ask you guys to kind of just comment the relationship of the person that you guys want to speak with. That's kind of how my lives go here. I do not do spirit led only because they take too long for me, to be honest. I kind of like to be able to connect with someone one-on-one and give all my time to them in spirit. Maybe if I had a big amount of time to be on live, I would try doing the spirit-led that I can do usually with like my private reads. But at least when it comes to TikTok and everyone feeling like it's for them, I just would rather be direct with the person who is my sitter, kind of connect really quickly, so then we can try and get more and more people to get a reading. Because I know how a lot of people aren't able to do private bookings, like private readings and stuff, so they rely heavily on possibly being chosen to get a reading done here on live. So I do try to go on as often as I can. The past 2 weeks have been a little crazy, so I have not been on, but it's usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you guys want a reading, without further ado, go ahead and comment the relationship of the person that you want to speak with. Don't give me any other details. Again, this has to do with, validation from loved ones if they decide to drop their name or give any other details that you are going to put in the chat. It also protects you from any of the scammers that are here. I do believe I still have someone, at least one, who is impersonating me here on the platform. And there's nothing I can do about it. Just don't get scammed, guys. I will never go and message you first unless I'm sending you notes from your reading, which I might switch that over to email anyway. I might end up telling people to send me a message first, give me their contact info, and then I will then send it through that, only because I just don't want people to fall for a scam. Let's see who Spirit wants us to connect with tonight. Okay. Again, guys, just the relationship of the person you want to connect with. Don't give me any other details. I prefer when you guys can come up and be a guest here. However, I understand if you have, noise in the background, you're at work, something that you can't be up, I can understand the chat. Just whatever you prefer, whatever you can do. Stuck between two here. Okay, Sammy, are you still here? Sammy with an I. Hey, Sammy. Did you want to get an invite here, or did you need to stay in the chat? I'm trying to be mindful of my words, guys, because I keep coming across all these videos that tell you like what you're allowed to say on here without getting like marked, like banned, and like get like warnings and stuff. And I'm trying to stay away from the warnings. So if you see me like pause before I say things, it's because I'm trying to remember if I'm allowed to say that or not. A lot of background noise. That's totally fine. Just send me like a random heart or something if I keep asking you the same question and it just says that your comments being like filtered or anything like that. Or if you're trying to send a message and it's not allowing you to, just send me hearts to just let me know that, hey, I'm trying to talk, it just won't let me. Because that happens sometimes. And let me make sure I spelled your name right. Yeah, it is just one M. Okay. All right, so I'm going to try and connect with Mom for a second here. It takes me just a few moments to kind of make sure I'm connecting with her. I'll write down some things that the spirit who's in front of me will let me know, and then we will make sure that we are connected with Mom. If we end up connected with another loved one, we can either go with them or we can try again and get Mom to come forward. Just make sure you keep an open mind because any information may not be things that pertain to just her. It can pertain to other people in your life, things you have going on the daily. And again, I'm a psychic medium, so I also do pick up things that you have going through yourself as well. So just keep an open mind and just bear with me as I try and get some information out, okay? All right, thank you guys for all the likes, the follows. I do appreciate it. Again, this is just something fun that I like to do here on live. I do have bookings, and I do give all of my respect to my sitter and their loved one who I am connecting with. So I may not read the chat. So if you think I'm ignoring you, I promise you I'm not. It's just I focus on what I'm doing here, and I don't always look at the chat. So behave, y'all. Okay, Sammy's mom. Don't mind my husband in the background. He's clearly making something to eat. He's killing me. Anyone else and husbands annoy them like this? They never know how to be quiet, ever. Okay, so I do have some information coming through, Sammy, if you're still there. It's coming forth a little slower than I had hoped. Hopefully, maybe just talking out loud, sometimes that can kind of speed up the process as well. Just check the chat just in case, a quick. Okay. All right, so I do have a female who is with me. She is a little on the older side. I wouldn't say she was, I would definitely say that she has passed before her time was here. When I say that, it means that they weren't like passing of like old age. So they definitely were on the younger side, but this isn't like younger, like young adult kind of side. Physically, she's making me feel a few things. She was showing me a lot of back pain. First it started just like on the left hand side, and I thought, okay, maybe this is like maybe kidney related, kind of just like mid back, but then it radiated to like my entire back. So I don't know if she ended up having back issues as well. She also gave me, she started making me sweat. Usually when they start making me sweat and like have hot flashes, it's usually that they're trying to tell me that they had something circulatory that was going on as well. So this could be blood pressure, this could be heart related, just circulatory in general, with circulation, blood flow. She also at one point showed me that like she made me feel like a burning in the chest. Usually it's a sign for smoking. I'm not entirely sure. Usually they'll have me smell the smoke. So I don't know if there would be another reason why she would be making me feel burning in my chest. I don't know if she was around smokers, but I didn't get the smell of smoke like I normally do, but she did show me the burning of the chest, so I did have to make that known. She also shows me the letter K. So this could be a first, middle, or last of her or someone very close to her. And she also showed me the number 2. The number 2 could be the 2nd of the month of February, or this could be children as well. This reading, guys, is for Sammy. Sammy, can you let me know if you can take any of this before I move forward? I just don't want to waste my time with, not waste my time, but waste Spirit's time. Oh no, how much did you hear? I can do a recap. So it was back issues. I was leaning more towards like me because it's like the mid of my back it started out as. So usually that can contain to like kidney related, because it was on the left side. If it was the right side, I would think of other organs, but it's usually the left side for me. But then it radiated to my whole back. So I don't know if she was like immobile for a period of time, but I did have like a really, you know, that like back pain where like you feel like you've been in the same position for a long time. I also felt like there was a circulatory issue because she did make me feel like hot flashes, very hot and sweaty. Usually that's circulatory, blood pressure, blood flow. She did show me also like the chest. You already said you heard about the chest part. She showed me the letter K, so that's first, middle, or last name. And then she showed me the number 2, which could be the 2nd of the month of February, or sometimes it pertains to age or children. But she also showed me that she struggled a lot. And I was trying to ask her if she meant like she struggled when she was younger or if she struggled when she was older. And she said it was kind of a mix of both, but she said that she tried her best. So I feel as though there's just certain things that she may have struggled with. I just in general I feel like she had a lot on her plate. I feel as though she struggled mentally as well sometimes. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with like trauma that had happened with her, or just things that had happened in her past and she just kind of couldn't let go of. And I feel as though she kind of struggled and pulled that into the remainder of her life as well. But she just keeps saying like I did my best. She was also showing me butterflies too, and I feel as though there's a really close connection to butterflies. I do feel as though she often visits you with butterflies as well. So I don't know if you see butterflies normally, with butterflies and things of like that nature. They usually often come in pairs when it's a spirit kind of visiting. Can you take any of this, Sammy? I have a few, but okay, what can you take, Sammy? I do have a few mods. But if you would like to be a mod, go by all means. I don't know if they're actually in here. I always just kind of send them an invite. I'm not one that plans to come on live. I kind of just come on live. I'm probably the worst person to be a mod for, to be honest. Yeah, I was just going to add you, but I don't know. It won't let me, so I don't know if you're not following me or what happened. Sometimes it doesn't let me make you a mod until like the following live or something like that. But Sammy, can you let me know what you can take, or do you just want me to keep moving forward? Hi, Sissy. How are you? Yeah, it won't let me make you one. Interesting. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sissy. I'm all right. Just super busy. Had a lot going on in the last few weeks, and I'm ready to be back on here. Okay, Sammy. So I'm gonna move on, and see what else Mom has to say. Can you take the I did my best, because it feels as though she has like a lot of like, I feel as though she has a lot of things that she feels like she left unsaid. I don't know, it almost feels as though maybe sometimes you guys may have not had the greatest relationship on the sense of, I don't know if she's showing me like teen years, but I do feel as though there's like a lot of like banter, like bickering going back and forth. And it's almost as if she's not the kind of person to always vocalize how she feels about things. I feel as though she keeps things bottled up, and I feel as though she wasn't one to sit there and come out and say certain things as well. It's kind of like she thinks later on of things that she should have said, if that makes sense as well. Okay. And it just feels as though she had so much on her plate. Like, it just feels as though like she keeps showing me like she had just like this weight on her shoulder, and I feel as though she didn't prioritize her health, in a sense to where like she was so busy, it was just like it wasn't always the first thing on her mind to kind of go ahead and do. She also gives me the sense too that she kind of didn't like going to doctors, things like of that nature. So I do feel as though there may have been a few things with her health that were kind of complicated as she got older. Again, not that she was older by any means, because I do feel as though she was a little on the younger side with passing. I don't feel as though she was like, 90s, hundreds, and it's just like, oh, you're older. But I do feel as though she's had a lot going on, and I just feel like she didn't let you know how much she appreciated you. She didn't let you know how much she loved you as often as she should have, and I just feel as though that was just kind of her and her nature, that she just wasn't one to sit there and come forth with it. She had to have very thick skin. And I feel as though she's talking about this very thick skin, and she kind of forgot that she could be thick skin, but also still be vocal to the people around her and still show that emotional side to her. But she just kind of talks about how she always had to feel tough. She felt like she always had to look tough. She had to always make it seem like she had everything put together. I feel as though one of her biggest fears were people doubting her for what she can and can't do. I feel as though things were very beyond her control, and she just had a lot to handle. She's also talking about, has there been times to where she has made you feel as if maybe you were like, you disappointed her 44. Yes, that's very young. Let me keep checking to make sure you're saying anything. That was a tough teen. Okay. It's almost as if like it's just, I don't know if it's just when you were a teen, but I just feel like in general, like there was just times to where you felt like maybe you weren't doing what she wanted from you. You didn't know if you did enough. But again, it just feels as though communication with her never really got on deep levels like that, just because of the type of person that she was. And she wants you to squash any type of thoughts that you have, any negative thoughts about, thinking that you're, disappointing her or you weren't good enough or anything like that. Like she said, that was never absolutely the case at all. I do feel as though she was someone with tough love in a sense to where she wanted the best for you guys. And I feel as though it's almost as if she kind of pushed you guys to kind of do things, and sometimes it may have seemed like helicopter parenty, strict, kind of along those lines, but in reality it was just the only way she knew how to try and push you guys into a better direction. And if you didn't do that, it felt like maybe you were disappointing her, and she wanted to say that like that was not the case at all. Absolutely not. Again, she wishes she was a little more vocal about how she felt about you, just because again she just wasn't a very externally emotional person. I feel as though she didn't say a lot what's on her mind. Did she have trouble with her heart or circulation? I know I brought it up before, but did she, because she's showing me more physically like the heart now, so I don't know if she had heart issues. Circulation, okay. Now, were there problems, because it's almost as if she's making me feel like there were problems that were happening over time. Oh, thank you so much, Lexi. She's talking about how it just kind of happened over time. It wasn't something that was like a freak thing. It just feels as though there was like an issue, and I feel as though she wasn't always very forth about her issues as well. And again, it seems like she put a lot of things, especially her health, on the back burner. I do feel as though even though she had health issues, I do feel as though her passing was unexpected in a sense to where it was almost like a shock when it had happened, only because I guess mixed with her age, it just wasn't something that anyone really saw coming. Like they knew she had problems, they knew that her health wasn't 100% up to par, but I do feel as though no one truly felt like this was going to be the end, if that makes sense. I also feel as though she's talking about how it didn't really hit you at once. I feel as though it didn't hit you until later on. I feel as though she's kind of showing me that you were a little bit numb in the beginning. You kind of didn't know what to say. Maybe didn't even look like you were super upset about things. I see you kind of like disassociating a little bit. She never got checked, okay. She's talking about like she's talking about her home, and she's talking about how like her home was crazy, but it wasn't crazy because like it was like, filthy, that kind of thing. It was more like she's talking about like her home being chaos, and she's saying how she always complained about it, how she may have complained about like almost everything and just kind of like always let it out, but she absolutely loved the chaos. I feel as though when there were no chaos, or there was just times to where it was like quiet, like it just wasn't normal, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Sammy, I really am. um I'm trying to see what else she has to say. Do you have something, do you have like an area in your room where you have specific things? She showed me like a specific dedicated like area. She showed me her picture. She showed me maybe even some writing. Maybe even some type of like a case or a box of some sorts that may have some things as well. Maybe some pictures, but I just feel as though there's like kind of like a dedicated space for her. And she wants to bring it up. I feel as though she's also talking about after her passing, it was a little stressful because I feel as though not a lot of things were kind of planned because of how sudden it was. I feel as though there was a lot of things that had to be done after, and it was just like, Memorial living her law. She absolutely loves it. She loves it, and anytime that you were around it, whether you're dusting around it, I don't know if that's something you do often, she's with you in those moments because it's almost as if like she's around you in those times, because usually those times are when you need her the most. And again, she's bringing up after her passing that there was a lot of things to do. I feel as though there was a lot of things when it came to like her stuff. There was a lot of issues when it came to like her home. There was a lot of issues with kind of, you know, you never got to the point to where you wanted to ask her really like what her wishes would have been, kind of a thing. So I feel as though there was a lot of like chaos going on after her passing and like what to do, and it's like, how do we do, where do we start, where do we begin, what do we do, who does this, like how do we go about this, who keeps this, do we get rid of this stuff, do we keep it, do we split it up, like what do we do here? And I think she wants to say like she's super sorry that you guys had to go through that. Not only did you just lose your mom, but I feel as though she's also talking about how you couldn't even grieve at the time because there were so many things. You just got like shipped right into responsibility right away, and it was just like, oh well, yeah, sorry that mom's gone, but you have to do this, and this has to get done, and you need to make these decisions. And it was just like you couldn't catch a break. It was just like it was just ongoing, and it was like you still have lives, you still have jobs, those kind of things. And she's just talking about this utter chaos, and she apologizes for, you know, you guys having to go through that, because I feel as though that's just the type of mom she is. She never wants you to have to go through that kind of stuff. But she also appreciates everything that you guys had to do from her. And she's super sorry for all of the like weight on the shoulders that it caused you. And I do feel as though she's talking about how she super appreciates everything you did do, because I feel as though you thought of her through every single process. Like even before you would make a decision, you would literally think, what would mom want? And I feel as though she's talking about you saying this specific phrase over and over. What would mom want? What would mom want? What would mom want me to do? If I was mom, what would I do? And I feel as though there's still some things that you feel like you still have to do, organization wise and stuff like that as well. And I feel as though she's saying that she's 100% backs you up on everything that you did, and you did everything perfectly. And she's super grateful for you. And again, she wishes she said that a lot more during her life here. To get her things home. I'm the oldest too, so I totally get that, and I totally get, you know, how she's making you feel, how, you know, sometimes everything falls on us, and sometimes it doesn't even fall on us, but we just feel like we have to because we're the oldest. It's almost like we kind of even put ourselves in that position, and we're like, hey, I'm the oldest, I have to do this. And then sometimes it is just put on you because it's like, you're the oldest, you deal with it. So I'm so sorry for your loss. I do feel as though you personally have a lot going on yourself as well. And she's talking about this. She's talking about how it feels as though you feel like you're kind of in like in limbo right now. She's talking about how I feel as though you've lost like a lot of motivation to do things. I feel as though there's even interest that you were into, that you've kind of lost touch in. I don't know. She's kind of making me feel as though there's might be even like a creative side. I don't know if this is you or siblings. But she is showing me like a creativeness and just feeling like there's not like a lot of love in that area, or just a creative side to you, or something that you love to do like hobby wise, and there's not a lot of motivation towards that. And I feel as though there's a lot of factors to that, her being one, but I do feel as though there's other stuff going on for you as well. I feel as though there's kind of like that feeling to where like you feel like there should be something more going on in your life. I feel as though it's just like your day-to-day seems to be the same thing over and over and over again. And it's just like you feel like you're stuck in a loop. And I feel as though she's talking about how you kind of have a little bit of fear of jumping into something new. You have a lot of fear of, maybe even changing the direction of maybe the way you're going. I don't know if this has to do with your career, something that you make a living with. But I do feel as though there's some changes that need to happen. And I feel as though you know this and you're just kind of more on the nervous, scared side to do that, to kind of go into these things. I feel as though, again, I feel as though if you start doing the things that you love again and all the different things that you found joy in again, that maybe this would help you. I feel as though there's something that you're going to do on the creative side that will actually include something from your mother, and I feel as though it'll make you happy again. It's almost as if there's something that you're supposed to do, whether it's an activity or a hobby, and it's actually going to be something that makes you feel closer to her again. And I do feel as though this is a creative side to it. And I feel as though this is something that you can do in your own time. So I don't know if this is something that you would do for like a living, but I do feel as though something in your own time, something that made you feel close to her. And I don't know, I don't know if she was like, she's talking about cleaning. So I don't know if she's like, something about cleaning, something's a mess, something needs to be cleaned. Or she's making fun of, maybe she also was like a messy person, something with cleaning and mess, however it resonates with you, she's talking about. But there's laughter around it as well. Again, I haven't seen a comment, so I'm not sure if any of the rest of that kind of resonated with you. I hope it did. I do appreciate you allowing me to read for your loved one, especially while other people are watching. And I wish you the best, and I'm going to send her love right back to you. And you can send me any messages on here or comments if you have any questions as well. I'm happy to answer. Yes, it does resonate. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. No, it's totally fine. You can keep commenting too if there's things that I said. Again, I will send you a picture. I didn't do a lot of writing because I feel like I was just kind of looking for your comments a lot. But I do post all of my readings here on my YT page, which is the same as this handle. And you can always refer back to that, especially if you thought that I was like frozen for you and there are some things you missed. You can always go back and watch that. I post them for all of my lives, and your comments don't show up, so you guys don't have to worry about like your identity being on there or anything like that. But I hope that helps. I'm going to send her love and light with you now. And as I was sending it, she was also sending me a flower, some type of tall flower. Kind of looks like a rose, but I don't think it's a rose because usually a rose shows like this. So I don't know if this is like a tulip of some sort, but it's a tall singular flower. It seems on the lighter color. So that's what she kind of showed me as I was sending her back to you. Did you drive some music up again? And the claiming is crazy accurate. Okay. And again, there was laughter behind that, so I knew that it was just something that you would definitely get. But it just feels like she was a very private person, and it feels like she, and correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like she didn't want a lot of her stuff kind of out there, and she was kind of iffy. She was just like, hey Sky, is everyone else reading this stuff? Like, can they hear you saying this stuff? Because I feel as though she was very private. And it's funny because spirits, when they come through, they kind of act the way that they come through during a reading. And if they're timid or if they don't believe in this crap at all, it's like pulling teeth trying to get information out of them. So it's super funny when I do a reading and I'm like, was this their personality too? Like, does this match? And it usually does. So I do appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and you can keep watching if you would like. But thank you guys to everyone else who was kind of sitting there and watching the reading. Oh, thank you, Brianna. So I don't do spirit led because it kind of just takes too long. I talk too much, and if I did that, I would need like an unlimited amount of time to do this on live. But since I only have limited time, I kind of do spirit's choice. That's what I like to call it. I'll have you guys all comment the relationship with the person that you want to speak with, and spirit will draw me to who the reading is meant to be. So it's almost as if your guys' loved ones are kind of in a line here, and whoever's next in line will kind of gravitate me towards someone who's meant to get the reading next. You guys are good. I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to kind of gather my energy from the last reading. Sometimes they don't disconnect fully, and sometimes I like to take a break because otherwise they might drag into the next reading. Light is red. Okay. So if you guys have any comments, any questions, go ahead and ask. Again, in the next like 2 minutes, we will go again and see who else is supposed to get a reading tonight. I appreciate all the likes and the follows, guys. I really do. Make sure you're following, just because apparently it's been a little weird on live TikTok today. Apparently it's been like laggy. People are losing connections. I was watching videos earlier and everyone kept freezing and stuff. So just in case I have to go back on, make sure you are following me. Again, I love to do this. This is something fun for me. I do book privates as well. I do those on the weekend mostly. Lives I try to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. This week I have a private reading on Friday, only because who booked with me couldn't do Saturdays or Sundays, so I made an exception to do it on Friday because I'm usually flexible. I try to get around because I want to make sure you guys get your readings. So I won't be live on Thursday this week, and I know I feel really bad, especially since I haven't been on in 2 weeks because of birthday stuff, and my son is very unhappy right now, but don't worry, he's with his dad. Actually going to, sorry, I'm like super close to my face. I'm gonna turn this up. Oh, it is mom life, and he just turned 2. One of the reasons I wasn't here for a few weeks because I had to plan and get his second birthday together. And when I tell you, probably a few days before his second birthday, I thought he was already in the terrible 2s, and I was sadly mistaken because I think he's definitely in them now. And lately he's been super clingy. Has been waking up before me in the morning for work and waiting for me to leave so that he can scream his head off when I'm leaving and make me feel like a horrible mother for breaking his heart. And it's just been, he's my little clingy boy, my little koala baby. That's what I called him his entire life, little koala baby that kind of just sits on me. But and listen, I don't mind it. I want him to want me forever. Trust me, I'm not gonna be those crazy mother-in-laws that are obsessed with their child and you can't marry my child one day. But I do want him to want me as long as I can, because I know that doesn't always last. And it breaks my heart to think about that he's not gonna want to hug mommy around his friends. But yes, I am trying to enjoy it now. But okay, guys, so if you want a reading, go ahead and just comment the relationship of the person you want to speak to. Don't put any other details. Try not to put their names. Don't put anything that someone who's a scammer or pretending to be me can message you and be like, hey, talk to Bob, and Bob wants you to get a reading and send me this money. I will never message you that on TikTok ever. If you guys ever want any, to book with me, you guys have to reach out to me. The only time I will ever message you is when I'm giving you your notes from your readings. That's literally the only time. So, don't get scammed, y'all. Please don't get scammed. Zaya. I hope I'm saying that right. Zaya. Put a 1 for Zaya, put a 2 for Zaya. Or a 3 if I'm botching it all together. Just let me know. I don't want to be calling you by the wrong name. Zaya. Got it. Okay. All right. And you wanted to talk to Dad. Okay. You okay if I invite you up to get the reading, or do you want to stay in the chat? It's your preference. I prefer it when you guys are up here because it's just easier, so I could talk back and forth and I'm not reading the comments. But I understand if you can't, you're in a noisy place, you're at work, you know, trying to hide from your boss and you're on live instead. Like, I totally get that. Oh, that's so cool. Ickle Pickles, I love your name. Kind of noisy. Okay. Again, just try to comment, you know, answer the questions. If for some reason you feel as though your comments aren't being shown because you're being filtered, just comment a bunch of hearts and then it'll let me know that like you're just being filtered and you're trying to comment. It's not working. Okay, so I am going to try and connect with Dad. It'll give me a couple moments. I always just ask if you guys keep an open mind, especially if you've never had a reading done before. A lot of times other family members can come through. We will always keep trying to connect with Dad though, because that's who you want to speak to. But sometimes they can bring information that connects you. It's maybe your neighbor comes through because your dad's talking about something with your neighbor, something at work happened, you know. So just keep an open mind of the information coming forward. If you can't take it though, don't try to make it fit. Don't force it to fit. Let's just have fun with it. Again, the higher the energy, the better the reading. And for all of you guys who are kind of watching, thank you so much. Go ahead and stay with us. Again, the more people that we have on here, the more energy, the higher energy we have. And I may not read the comments because out of respect of my sitter and their loved one, I do try to keep all my attention to them, and you know, just like I would if you guys had a private reading with me. So if I'm not reading the chats, I swear I'm not ignoring you. If you do have a specific question for me, just send me a message. All right, so I'm going to try and connect with Dad. Zaya, bear with me, okay? Okay, so hopefully you're still with me, Zaya. I did get a little bit of information of the loved one who is with me. Thank you guys all for bearing with me. If you're wondering why we're just kind of sitting here in silence with a little bit of music in the background, I am connecting with Zaya's dad here, or hopefully. We will find out now if we are with him. So I do have a male who has stepped forward. Immediately wanted to make me laugh because I feel as though a couple of reasons. Reason one, I don't know why, but he's making me feel as though he's the type of person who's either super serious or super like funny and kind of like not taking things seriously at all and kind of making jokes, like 0 to 100. But also he was kind of making me feel as though he would not believe in this stuff whatsoever. Like he would probably make fun of someone who came out to him and said that like, oh, I'm a medium. I just feel as though he kind of talks about how like he just didn't believe in something like this, kind of calling me like a little bit of a quack. So he immediately made me smile. I feel as though he talks about how he had like this tough guy persona on the outside, or he tried to be a tough guy. But I just feel like that wasn't always the case. He's also talking to me about how like he had to work a lot. And I just feel as though he was very motivated to make sure that he was, working and making sure that he was able to provide. He also talks about old school rules. So I don't know if you grew up in like with his old school rules, but I feel as though he very much so tried to stick to like old school kind of like rules, like I guess in the household. I just feel as though he got that from his family, like growing up. He also gave me the letter J as well, so I don't know if this pertains to him or someone very close to him. This could be a middle, first, middle, or last. He did show me like a real love for food. Like I feel as though like it's almost like not normal for him to look the way he does and love food as much, because I feel as though he wasn't like a super big guy that like you would I guess notice like, oh, he must eat food a lot. Like I feel as though there were certain foods that he like literally loved. He was also pointing me towards the throat as well. Okay. He was also pointing me towards the throat as well. So I don't know if he had difficulty with his throat, or maybe even towards the end was having difficulty with the throat. But it kind of feels like dry. It feels as though I feel like I kept having to clear my throat, like kind of like a tickly sensation. So this could be intubation. This could be some sort of oxygen, when like hospitalization of sorts. But it could just mean that he also just had problems with his throat as well. He did show me a message though that like, did you feel like you didn't get enough time with him? And I feel as though this goes both ways. It's almost as if he's making me feel like you didn't get enough time with him because maybe he worked a lot or wasn't, you know, I feel as though maybe you weren't with him a lot. But then I also feel as though after he passed too, I feel like you just really kept feeling like you didn't get enough time with him. And he makes me feel this way, and he shows like a really deep like sadness with this as well. Because I feel as though he wishes that he would have done more to spend more time with you, if that makes sense. Yes. I feel as though he really wishes that he worked harder to try and spend more time with you. Trying to see if there's anything else before we can try and confirm that it's with Dad here. I feel as though he kind of talks about how he kind of lets Mom do her thing when it comes to like punishments, when it comes to like making decisions of things, and he kind of is there as like the backup. Almost like he's like, yeah, then it's like when she's had enough of her, then she gets shipped my way, kind of a thing. Like I guess when Mom's tired of you or doesn't feel like discipline, and then Dad's got to do it, and he's like, oh, and then I gotta try and be the bad guy. And I feel as though with you, he just couldn't be the bad guy. He like couldn't with you. It was almost as if like you were like his weakness when it came to that, and it's like he couldn't be mad at you, he couldn't stay mad at you. He would try hard not to smile, and he just couldn't help himself. I feel as though you may have even been a little bit of a sassy girl growing up, but like a funny sassiness, because it feels so he talks about how like he really couldn't see himself being a girl dad until he was a girl dad. Would that make sense for him? It's almost as if like he had pure fear when he found out you were a girl, because he was like, oh, shit. And I don't know if you were the first girl or not, but in general, he just feels as though when he found out he was having a girl, he was like, oh God, I am in for it. He said that all the time. Okay. And he almost makes me feel as though he's talking about how like you were girly in a sense, but it feels though you still had your like tomboy moments for him that he could enjoy. He had such a soft spot for you. Did you guys like also like kind of lose time together as like you got older? Because he's talking about like a gap just getting like bigger and bigger and bigger. I just feel as though like lives just became super busy. I feel as though, you know, you started getting older and doing your thing. He kind of just got used to like having his own space, his own time as well. Not that you guys were completely distant. Yeah, it just was more so like kind of like that like teenage kind of person, like persona, like time of your life to where it's like you're busy, you want to go out with friends, you want to go here and that. I feel as though he's talking about how you guys had a lot of likes together, almost as if like you guys enjoyed a lot of the same things. But I also feel as though he's kind of like laughing about it, and he's like, Sky, I swear she didn't like any of these things. She just wanted to like them to be around me, and she thought that like her liking them would like make me like love her more or something. But it just feels as though like he feels like sometimes you would pretend to like some of the things that he would like just so that you were spending time with him. I think he's also talking about how like annoyingly predictable he is too. I feel as though since having two daughters, he feels as though he's very heavily predictable. I feel as though he maybe does the same things often. I feel as though he is kind of like, it's just like he's showing me, like, in general, like he does the same things, he likes the same things, and it's just like he's highly predictable. And he said there's like a funniness to this. Do you know if by chance he had issues with lungs? I don't know why he would show me lungs right now, because he didn't show me that earlier. I don't know if you can even find that out, but he was showing me like a pair of lungs, which is super strange because usually they make me feel how they felt. And again, the only thing he made me feel was like the throat thing. But then he showed me lungs. He didn't have like it almost feels as though he's also showing. Sorry, I paused, guys. Someone tried calling me, so I hope that didn't freeze. Calling me, so I hope that didn't freeze. I don't know what I just last said. Someone kept trying to call me, guys. But he wouldn't by chance have had something that could have started in the lungs. Because he's just making me feel funny here up to like my head. And I don't know if you know exactly how he passed, or like what issues he may have had. Okay. That threw me for a loop to show me the lungs randomly. Did you do you have some of his clothes by chance? Because he showed me some type of material, and he showed me like even like a sense of like a smell, like to keep his smell around. Because it feels though he's talking about you keeping many things, because it feels though he's talking about how like you're corny in a sense to where you keep things to have memories of people. But it feels though you have something of his like clothing wise, something that has like a material, and even may have even had like a sense of smell for him. And I hope you're still with me here, because I know I paused a couple of times. Okay. And it's just funny because I feel as though he's making fun of you for that. I don't know. I just feel as though he's just not a materialistic person. So like he's making fun of you for being like that. Like, I don't know. He's literally saying like you're like corny in a sense. I don't know if he often called you a goofball, but he just said goofball. Now, did you write something for him? Aww. Yeah, he knows that you try to smell him. Did you like write something for him? Because he's showing me writing, and he's showing you like kind of reading it to him. Okay. Took away from his viewing. Okay. And he's letting you know he knows what it said. Because I feel as though there's a fear of you that he doesn't know what was said, but he knows what was said. He knew exactly. He was actually with you as you were writing it. He shows me, and I don't know if you kept getting chills when you were writing it or if you remember that, but he literally shows me that he's like standing right behind you as you're sitting down writing this. And I feel as though it took you a while to write this, because it feels as though he's talking about how you didn't really know what to say. I I feel as though you were at a loss of words too. So like you just were like, how can I sit there and put all this down in a write-in? Like, how could I write this? And it's just almost like he was there with you every step, no matter how long it took. He was there the whole time. And I don't know if you feel it often, but I feel as though he often puts his hand on your shoulder, and I don't know if that's something that he used to do for you as well, because he is showing me that. And I feel as though this was like a banter thing between the two of you. I feel like the two of you both like made fun of each other a lot, and and it just feels as though he's like talking about how like he still makes fun of you today. I don't know if he's talking. I don't know if you're clumsy, because he's showing me like you're clumsy. I don't know if you're just like, I don't know. It's just like he makes fun of you, and it's just like the like calm, like free spirit that you can be. And he feels such joy when he's around you. I feel as though he's very like if he was ever having a bad day, just being around you, just talking with you, just always instantly made it better. I just feel as though people didn't get him as much as you got him, if that makes sense. It's almost as if like people didn't understand him fully, but you did. It's almost as if he could do no wrong, and even when he did wrong, you always were able to find out why he did. Like you can like almost explain everything that he did. Like you guys were that close connected to where it's like, oh well, he did this because of this, or he feels this way because of this, and it was almost like you just got him like that. I don't know if he burped a lot, but he keeps making me feel like I need to burp, but I don't have to burp. I just feel like you guys were like super silly with each other. Do you have things happening around your bedroom? I feel like he's talking about how he's messing with you on the other side. Specifically, I feel like it's noises or like movements of some sorts in your room. I don't know if this is a door, drawers, something that's like making noise and visibly trying to like kind of get your attention. Take this as a postcard, Anthony. I'm reading for Zaya here. I like your hat though, Anthony. Is that like a monster hat? Sometimes at night I hear things. No, I feel like it's a little more than just like this is something like you would know. Just notice like something's going on. So keep an eye out for that. But I do feel as though, I don't know if you're struggling right now with, have you been struggling with anxiety? Oh, I love the thrift stores, Anthony. They're my favorite. Because he's making me feel like this like big ball of like anxiety or like some type of like stress. And I feel as though he's talking about how, I don't know. Did you like, thank you, Jalen. Thank you so much. I just put all my earrings back in. It's been years and they're still open. Anita, that's not very nice. I don't know if you heard me, Zaya. But, it just feels as though there's like maybe stress. Okay. I don't know. Did you put a lot of things off after your father's passing? It just feels as though there was like, he's showing me like there was a bunch of things that you kind of put off to the side and it kind of like stacked up over time. And like there was just a lot of things that like you put off. And it almost feels as though it just feels like you were playing catch up after a while. Would this make sense for you as well, Zaya? I just feel like he's kind of talking about like right now you have to go with your gut. I just feel as though there's like a lot of choices and a lot of decisions that you have to make right now. I feel as though there's a lot of things that kind of stress you out with feeling like you don't want to make the wrong choices. And I know that's very vague, which is why I'm trying to ask him to be a little more specific here. But I feel as though it's just kind of like in general. I just feel like there's a lot of different things. You're kind of at like a point to where it's like you can either go this way or that way. I don't know if this is pointing towards like a career or schooling of some sorts. It does feel as though something that you do on the daily. And I feel as though there's kind of like a stress of it. I just feel as though things have changed a lot since he has passed, and he apologizes for that. And I feel as though there's a lot of fears that came after he passed as well. It was almost like you realize like life is short. No one's like truly invincible. And yeah, and he's giving me like random things right now. So he's showing me like white sneakers, white shoes. But like there's like a funniness behind this as well. But I hope that resonated with you. He's kind of like, once they start like throwing just like random things my way, I can tell that like their energy is just like kind of going. But he was like a super fun person to talk with. Super funny, super giddy. Again, still shocked that this even happened because he was definitely not someone who would believe in this kind of stuff. But he also isn't a person that would completely shut things off completely. He would be curious, but he still wouldn't believe that it would be happening. Very skeptical. Obviously not after today. But I feel as though he's talking about how like you've been trying to talk with him for a while. And he said, all right, I caved. Did someone complain about like facial hair as well? Because there's like some funniness, like someone complaining about facial hair as well. But I'm gonna let him go. I'm going to send his love to you, because I do have to get off. I do have to let my husband go to work, which means I'm on son duty now. But I do appreciate you allowing me to read for Dad here. Again, he's reiterating that letter that you wrote, and he says, just remember, I read the note. I read what you wrote. And just take things a step at a time. He's talking about how, like, why are you telling me things now as I'm trying to close it off? He's saying you're too young to feel like you need to have it all together right now. I don't know if you're comparing yourself to other people who are around your age, but he's saying that you are too young to be stressing about that. I feel as though he's saying everyone goes at their own pace, and as long as you're doing what makes you happy, that's exactly what you should be doing. There's no timeline for any of that. There's no timeline for life. You're not racing anyone to do what you need to do. So I hope maybe that resonates as well. All right, I'm going to send his love and light before he keeps going on a tangent. I'm like, well, you didn't want to talk in the beginning. Now you just keep throwing things my way. But thank you so much. I know how vulnerable it can be to get a reading here on live. I understand that it's nice because it's, you know, I don't charge for live. Everything's always free. But I understand how nerve-wracking it can be sometimes when you have others kind of listening in and watching. And I do appreciate you guys being vulnerable and allowing me to do that so everyone else can kind of watch and see how it works. Also, this is fun for me, so I do enjoy your feedback, guys. Again, I do have a feedback post on my page if you guys would like to read it. If you've been given a reading here tonight, feel free to please make a post and just let me know how I did. Again, everything that I do, Spirit does all the work. I'm just the messenger. I do have readings that I do book on weekends. Sorry, G, I am done for the night because my husband does have to go to work. And I can't just let my toddler just kind of run roam throughout the house without my full attention. He is 2. He gets into everything and he likes to get hurt. But I do appreciate you guys sticking here with me, sending all the love, the likes, the follows. I appreciate it so much. You guys won't even understand. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you to all for bearing with me. Bye. Bye, Zaya.